Okay. There we go. Yeah, I guess I had a little bit more painting in me for today. It's kind of getting late, so not a whole lot that I can do, other than maybe paint for about an hour. It's 11:40. Got a little bit of time. So, did a little experiment with an airbrush. Got a pretty nice looking fade on that. So that was a pretty cool experiment. Right, okay. So, let's stick to the plan. I want to finish up this guy here. This whole thing, including the actual pilot. Pilot looks like ass. That blue color looks horrendous. I do not like that at all. It's way too vivid. Way too rich. Look at this. Way too vivid. Yeah. Not a fan. Let me actually push a test to the chat. Make sure this chat is still okay. Yeah. Seems to be good. This I will be saving for airbrush stuff. So just place that over there. Nice. Okay. What's going to be the color on this guy? I want to do a much paler version of the blue, like the one that I got here. I like this color. Ouch. Okay. So. Okay, that's actually pretty good, I think. I wasn't really a fan of this deep blue. Such an bland, unoriginal color. Too saturated. Whoops. Easy does it. Oh, come on. Ah, you. Okay, what I'm gonna try to do with this particular guy is I am going to try and do the highlights with a brighter color. So just gonna have to give him a second to essentially dry out. Sure. Now I didn't really use too much water in the paint, so it's already starting to dry out. It's not gonna take too long. Hello, Cappy. Long time no see. Let's work on this guy for a little bit while the guy's drying. So today was an interesting experiment. I work from home, and I figured for the majority, I get a lot of free time while I'm working. So basically, I figured, hey, what if I try streaming painting while I work? And I do a lot of like over the internet tutoring and whatnot. So like my hands are not doing anything. I'm just sitting here looking at the screen and just teaching. So I figured my hands aren't doing anything. Let me try teaching and painting at the same time. And as long as I'm painting, let me try live streaming this so I get some content created. And yeah, it's turned out all right. I mean, it's a silent stream, so I'm working, but at least we got something out of it. Okay, so this gun this gun, I don't want it to be black either. As I said, I'm trying to get away from using pure black colors. Black colors are boring. Also, something I discovered, somebody gave me a hint. Somebody gave me a hint about printing with a super fine layer height. Something that I didn't do on this one, but I did do on this guy here. This white piece, which is my custom design marker light weapon. So, by comparison, check out the quality print on this small guy and on this guy. So, you see all these streaks, those are print layers. Alright, you can see them very clearly on this print. But this one, look at this. You can't actually see any. So that was a pleasant surprise as to just how much detail I can actually get out of these little prints. How much detail I can get. Now, the only thing is that I only get extra detail in one axis, the Z axis. X and Y axis, I still get, you see this grill here? This grill is not quite very well detailed, so to speak. Basically, this whole grill right here, not very detailed because the nozzle size is still 0.4 millimeters, so I get detail in up and down. So when I print like this, I get super fine detail going up and down this way. This way, however, unfortunately, yeah, it's terrible, which is why I'm actually thinking of picking up a second 3D printer, buying a second 3D printer and swapping out the nozzle on the second 3D printer for a smaller one so that I could print these fine, super fine details. Because, if I'm going to be selling these little add-ons, I want to see if I can actually maximize how much detail I can print. Field trip got cancelled because of Corona. Yeah, that's not fun. That's not fun at all. Here we go. Okay. Hey Cappy, did you say you play Tau as well? Is your color one color scheme or however you spell it? I'm trying to keep somewhat of a reoccurring theme. So especially with this like bright yellow and orange, I'm trying to keep these colors reoccurring colors. But for example, with this guy, the stealth suits, they're totally different color from the Storm Surges, or the Riptides, I should say. So, yeah, it's not quite the same. And I feel like, for my own sanity, I shouldn't really paint them all the same color, just because I will just get lost myself. It's more of a functional decision than it is anything else. than aesthetics. I want to play Tau, but I only have a rulebook and a codex. I see. Yeah, that's it is a pricey hobby to get into. Definitely up there. Up there along with music, you know, synthesizers, music. Up there along with what other expensive hobbies? I want to play a Tau, but I only have the rulebook and codex. Also 2 gun drones and 2 mark drones. Ooh, where did you get those? Somebody forgot them? Or somebody sent you a starter pack, so to speak? Okay, I'm gonna need to get more of this paint. Not only that, I'm gonna need to get way more of this paint, actually. Mars Black. Any plans on acquiring a Tau army by any chance? I had a Devil Shish, but since I was an idiot, I messed it up. But the drones were salvageable. How did you mess them up? What sort of Nurgle level torture have you put them through? Oh damn, is this gonna be spot on? Oh, I think it is. More or less. It's a little grayer, so I might have to add a little bit of blue. I used the topic glow shouldn't. Oh no! It had solvents in it, didn't it? No. I might actually be able to use that instead of, You know, I remember doing that mistake when I was a kid on a model airplane. I was like, Dad, why is my airplane melting? That was a horrendously disappointing day as a kid, because I was devastated. I was like, this is the first exciting thing that I've gotten since I don't remember. I'm a kid. And it melted away. Yeah, it sucks. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Don't tell anyone. But, I'm doing something interesting. Okay? Give me a sec. Give me a second. Sponsored by Gorilla Glue. This thing? Okay, so I'm doing a bit of a test. Because it's not always that I buy armies. I mean, I did kind of go nuts on the Adeptus Mechanicus over there, but I think that's going to be it for a pretty long time. Anyways, what I have been experimenting with is a teeny tiny little bit of recasting. Super duper fun stuff. So check this out. Nesquik box, silicone mold of the Pathfinders. So basically what I did is I took this, which is a full set of Pathfinders, and I created the silicone mold of the units, like this. Right? I got the silicone mold done. This cured in about 6 hours, and now I have a complete mold which basically snaps in kind of nice on the two halves. So technically, I can now recast. Pathfinders. I'm still doing tests. This is my very first test of doing this, but freaking this stuff is really exciting. So I have two halves here, and the amount of detail that actually got saved in these two is phenomenal. Like, look at this here. All of that detail. It's all there. Don't put that on the subreddit. Well, yeah, of course. Because, recasting is recasting. Whatever you want to... However you look at it. But, in my case, I just found the whole process to be super duper interesting. So, most of the detail, there's a few bubbles, but most of the detail is still there. Right? So I'm just doing an experiment to see how well the recasting process can be replicated. And this basically means that I get myself a pretty nifty supply of Fire Warriors and Pathfinders, I should say. So, if getting into 40k is too pricey for you, for the official stuff, maybe having me as a friend might actually come in handy. All right. So, let's go ahead and get a brush. I wanted to start collecting bots for my birthday, but I didn't get that. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, usually the subreddits, you don't put things like prints, and you don't put, recasts, all of this stuff. Of course, it's not welcome. So that's why you don't go around blatantly shoving it in official Games Workshop forums and whatnot. All these places. It's not nice. Yeah, this brush is way too big for this. I'm the kind of person who will not buy off-brand things. Yeah, right on. It's noble. Totally understandable. Well, I mean, that kind of kind of leaves you to try to make do with, you know, birthday presents, Christmas presents, maybe getting a part-time job. That's all it is to. Okay, this might actually work a little bit better than the black. I definitely should try reprinting this with the super fine layer height, because the quality on that marker light weapon is pretty surprising. Hmm. That's silver I'm gonna have to redo anyways. What state you in? I am in Canada. I'm in the Great Lake of Canada. Ontario. You mean America's hat? Yeah. Pretty much. It's where all the cold air comes from. Huh, okay, not bad. Not bad. I might just actually leave the black around the pipes. Okay, that's a lot better. The black is definitely not a welcome color anymore. Did you end up getting the Warhammer Combat Cards games on your phone? No, I don't know what that is even. Combat cards. Is this kind of like a digital version of the stratagems that they sell on the Games Workshop store? It's a mobile game about Warhammer. I'm not into card games, to be honest. None of that. Whatchamacalls? What's the game that Valve made before their big announcement? What's their card games? Artifact. That and something else. The new one. That's card, or more like chess. Yeah, not really into those types of games. Yeah, so part of the Warhammer that appeals to me is the painting. I mean, it's not the only part. I love the games as well. But the painting part, unlike many people, I don't dread it. I think I need some sort of a flashlight in my mouth. Just lighting up the way. Mm-hmm. How many crisis battles do you have? I have a full squadron of 8, I believe, and I have 2 more. besides that. There's the demolition team, the suppression team, and then an HQ with a couple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16, I think 16 in total. So that's 8, 3... Yeah. Huh. The main thing that Tim really doesn't like about the crisis suit is the missile pods. I get so many shots out of those. And he always targets the crisis suits first, just because of how annoying they are. And especially when it comes down to like shield drones taking in the all the shots that he's trying to land on them. Oh my goodness. It's just it drives him nuts. It's quite fun. Are your drones color-coded by what they do? They're color-coded by squadrons. So red squadron, orange squadron are basically like three, and this squadron, I haven't really painted it, so it's currently white. But these are all sniper drones. They can still do the Savior Protocol, but they can also target HQs first and characters first, which is really handy. And then all the yellow drones and the brown drones are shield drones, basically. And these special colored ones, these are for the Pathfinders and Strike Team. Which actually reminds me, I gotta put some more marker lights on a whole bunch of these guys. I have not really been using marker lights at all. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ouch. Careful. Easy does it. Ah, Jesus. This stuff's solid. No. Yep. Stuff dried out. Well, at least it's easy to peel. Confirm painting, and the silicone ones work. Yes, thank you. I already have the casting resin sitting in the back. I'm just waiting for an opportune moment when I'm free to try it out. Yeah, kind of excited just to see what it looks like. Okay. Oh yeah, and of course, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate the company. Okay, so this is not too bad. Definitely better than the black color. Okay. There we go. Now the yellow, this one, the rich yellow. Need to add water to that, just a touch. There's like a perfect dilution mix that works wonders. But you gotta reach it first. You know what actually would help? Painting these parts white first. I need some sort of like a priming layer on these parts that I'm trying to paint this bright yellow color, because they are blending in with the current background color, which is this very, very dark, technically even just a black color. That's all I'm dealing with right now. there we go. So painting yellow on white is going to result in us having, very bright yellow. But then, for these lower parts, we could just paint over with the dark blue again and get ourselves the color back. So I'm going to do this priming layer sort of everywhere. Everywhere that I want to have this very rich, very vivid yellow color. Kind of messing up some of these lines. Crossing over into the red. That is okay. It's a lot easier to paint a dark color on a bright background than it is to paint a bright color on a dark background. So that's why I'm not really too worried about getting all the white on the red and the dark blue parts. Whoops. Totally got that messed up. Okay, so we have our prime. This is a priming color layer. It's supposed to give us a much brighter background to paint the yellow tone on. I think this should work just fine. And then we'll go over with the darker color again. Technically, this side is already more or less dried up. Let's actually leave it for a second. Okay. While that is drying up, let's take a look at the the suit again. So here we have a suit with a much more interesting color. So I am going to go ahead and get a brighter version of that same color. Okay, let's see what we can do here. See if I can use it as a wash. Not so much. It's actually peeling off some of the colors around. Okay. What if we're gonna try this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wonder if I'll actually be able to do that with a brighter color. The only thing that I need to make sure is that this is a lot more saturated. Right now it's way too diluted. Okay. Let's see. Maybe. Like, I gotta really struggle to get these super thin lines. Oh my goodness. So the bright color works as a wash. Not so much for the highlights. Although, I'm sure that if I get it just right, that could actually work. Check this out. Especially this part down here. That could actually kind of work out. Okay, now I think for a counter color to still show that this guy is a part of the same army with the same colors, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make his emblems with a bright contrasting color. Same thing for the front emblem. Although, would have been nice if it was actually orange. So I'm gonna have to wait until this guy dries out. Maybe put some orange on this. I'm thinking the orange might look actually a little bit better. In the meantime, actually, let me see if I can get the red to pop a little bit. Yeah, I nicked it with my finger, but that's okay. I'm gonna make it orange anyways. Sure. Okay. Okay, let me set this guy aside. Maybe get back to this. Looks like we've come up to an hour now, which means it's about time to wrap up. Ooh, look at this. Super bright. That is so bright. Mm-hmm. Okay, now these stripes. See, that looks so much better than what I had before. Painting yellow on a dark background, that made it look so dirty. This is like such a pure color. Hmm. Okay. Not bad. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's not bad at all. I'm sure a few additional details, like maybe some highlights here and there. I need more. It's gonna have to be brighter. See, if the paints are too watery, they end up flowing through all of the layers of the print, which is not exactly good. See, for the silver, I think I might be able to go with black chips, but not more. Mm-hmm. Okay. For now, last thing I'm going to paint is this base here. This circle. It's fairly simple. This is pretty much just a flood of paint right there. Okay, that's it really. That's all that I wanted to do for the conclusion. Nice. This body here is actually turning out pretty well. Of course, the sign here, we need to prime it with a bright white color in order to be able to paint a bright orange on it. So of course that didn't work. Same thing for the front sign. There we go. And once that dries out, then I'll be able to put a bright orange on it. And that is it. There's lots of lines that need to be fixed here, but we'll handle that tomorrow. Alright. Fan-freaking-tastic. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, this is Retroactive Gamers, signing off.